So we're Group C, and yeah, we're going to talk about digital transformation of MedTech. So there are 3 questions that we're going to try to address here. So we're going to first talk about how digital tech changes the competitive landscape of the MedTech industry from transaction-based to as-a-service model. And then we're going to talk about the IP strategies that support these 2 business models. And then we're going to go into our reimagined additional service business model that we could recreate to be able to address the industry transformation. And hopefully we can also, obtain or enter the market and, capture some market share as well. So yeah, we're gonna first go to the first question, which Bill will try to address here. So Bill.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
This is presentation from the Group C on the case study MedTech industry. The first question is how the digital transformation changed the business model of MedTech company. Firstly, let me share with you information on global healthcare market. The market's volume is expected to reach $20 trillion by 2030 due to increase of aging population and property-related disease. People all around the world are also spending more and more on their money on health and fitness. At this moment, North America is the leading market, followed by the EU and Asia, while the Asia is fastest growing market because of the growing of middle class in China. Medical device and technology also used in various applications in almost part of our life, from hospital to personal device, from diagnostics to surgery. At this moment, 95% of MedTech companies are small and medium-sized enterprise, so they are very creative and dynamic. With its potential and value, the competition in this market is more and more intensive, and we also see the growing steadily on the number of patent filed in EPO, also in around the world in this sector is increasing. Yeah, next slide, please. In development of technology, because we need to talk about digital transformation. We are now moving to the 5th layer of digital transformation, in which the smart medical technology is the key chain. This technology enables companies to provide the digital service based on the digital ecosystem. From the technology, consumer may benefit from, as well as they may ask for the value-added service, such as 24/7 monitoring and care, personalized therapy, and so on. Digital transformation also causes the rapid technological advancement, intensify competition, and lower cost pressure. In this market, competitors can come from domestic and global, from inside and outside industry, such as the case of Fitbit. They are joined in the MedTech industry. So we may see that the digital transformation are both internal and external driving force to the MedTech company to transform their business model. Next slide, please. Yes, these companies are changing their business model from manufacturer to service provider. Particularly, They are changing from manufacturing and selling the products based on transaction and receiving fee as once. Now they change to service provider with the integrated business model to provide the securing service such as subscription to the consumer, whereby they may provide both device and also take the part in other activities such as real-time monitoring personal data. Also, AI-based analysis. For the MRI manufacturer, the transformation is also carrying out. In this field, we may find hundreds patent and patent applications related to as a service, such as MRI image reading service, anti-noise service. My colleagues will go detail on this in the following parts. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'll try to address the generic IP strategies that apply to both of these two models. So for the transaction-based model for MRIs, we think there's no one-size-fit-all kind of strategy. So we think that fortress monopoly is one of them. And there's also value-added monopoly involved in this business model. So definitely in this type of business model, the incumbents, those that are already in the industry that are very established, they're very highly competitive. They have many complementary resources that they have been building over years and strong appropriation regimes over years as well to defend themselves, creating defensive patents around their core technologies to maintain their leads within their own technology fields, as well as they are also continuously adding more improvement patents to defend their current and future user relevant features as well. And we actually did some patent searching and be able to identify more than almost 10,000 different patent families related to the this type of business model alone, like different type of MRI, apparatuses and configurations and improvement on top of that as well. So the key incumbents are, big multinational corporations like Siemens, Toshiba, Samsung, Hitachi, and so on. So these guys are pretty much, been in the industry for a long time. But for as a service business model for MRI, there are also two different, strategies here. One is definitely value-added monopoly to actually, add on value to the current state of the industry. So the service providers can additionally provide added value services to collect, analyze, make use of available data collected from patients and prior medical data, for example, to help with data-driven informed medical decisions throughout the value chain. And also in turn, they try to, pretty much create themselves into hub monopoly as well. And in this type of as a service business model, we could identify very diverse type of as a service business model itself, where the participants focus on various different models. So for example, like some are focusing on AI machine learning to improve specific disease detection accuracy. Some are related to MRI workflow management, while others try to integrate MRI with automated prescription as well, and even go all the way to payment and e-commerce platform at large. So there are various different, type of business model at play here. So because there are various different type of businesses that can exist, incumbents don't necessarily have the complementary assets or strong appropriation regime per se to defend themselves. So I think that startups and innovative competitors from other industries can also come in and compete in that sense. So yeah, we can go to the third question.
Okay, thank you very much, Guy. Yeah, thank you. So while brainstorming the potential uses for additional digital services, which can be offered by MRI manufacturers to hospitals within our group, we came up with two possible directions. More specifically, the first direction is represented on this slide, which allows the transition from technology-based business model to a service-based business model, is the creation of various artificial intelligence-based software digital solutions, or in other words, cloud-based image analysis and reporting platforms, which could be offered to the hospitals. These platforms could be of two general types, providing great benefits for both the hospitals and patients by simplifying and improving the diagnostics and treatment. In particular, the first type of such kind of platforms could improve the overall quality of MRI images by eliminating interfering factors, lowering the quality of the images. For example, the quality might be poor as a result of patient movement in the MRI device during the analysis, magnetic field instability, or other reasons. The AI solutions could help to improve the quality of the image, minimizing the interfering factors. Also, there are more patient-related interfering factors. For example, it's a well-known limitation of MRI technology consisting in that in order to obtain a good image having high resolution, in some cases, a patient is required to get an injection of gadolinium-based contrasting agent. Unfortunately, some patients might develop side effects associated with such agent. For example, those patients having like kidney problems. So the specific artificial intelligence-based platforms could eliminate the necessity of this injection. So the benefits of this first type of platforms are very clear. A practitioner has a very good quality image to diagnose the disease. The time of MRI analysis could be decreased, allowing the higher throughput and greater hospital profitability as a consequence. And of course, these platforms enhance the user experience as well. So the second type of platforms might deal exclusively with the good quality images, but unclear clinical pictures, and provide machine learning algorithms which can help identify trends and patterns in the data that can inform clinical decision-making and improve patient outcomes. More specifically, such platforms could use a combination of convolutional neural networks and other machine learning algorithms to analyze the MRI images and predict the presence, location, and type of different kind of tumors. So similarly to the first type platforms, the second type platforms are trained on a large data set of MRI images and corresponding clinical data, allowing it to learn the complex pattern and features that are indicative of different tumor types. So the main benefit here is that basically the early diagnosis of potentially fatal diseases. On top of that, the predictions will become more and more accurate in time, reducing the effect of doctors' practical experience, leading to more objective diagnostic and treatment schedule. So can we move to the next slide? So now the second direction. For additional service is associated with the provision of different wearables to patients by medical practitioners, such as watches, rings, vests, etc. Such wearables can have certain chips and sensors which could collect on a continuous 24/7 basis the various patients' vital signs and other data such as pulse, temperature, oxygen saturation, etc., which could be used in combination with the MRI data to provide the improved diagnostic and treatment. So the corresponding applications that will be associated with these platforms will prepare the reports for both patients and doctors and advise on certain medical procedures which are necessary to undertake. So to sum up, the described cloud-based image analysis and reporting platforms, optionally with some additional variables, could represent a valuable additional service for MRI manufacturers to offer to hospitals and doctors, helping to improve patient outcomes and differentiate hospital offerings from their competitors, leading to sustainable advantages and, of course, supernormal returns. So now I'll give a floor to Nina, and she will speak about the IP strategy.
Thank you. As Victor explained, we went with two different approaches with additional digital services, and we are integrating both of them into one network that can provide a better service and, of course, to provide us with the exclusivity on the market. So with this differentiation strategy, we are going with the value-added monopoly as an IP strategy. So the collecting and generating patient health data to provide anonymized information regarding specific health conditions like cardiovascular, abdominal, or musculoskeletal conditions are valuable tools that can be used by healthcare providers, researchers, or other stakeholders in the healthcare industry. They can help with identifying disease trends and patterns, as Victor mentioned, improving patient care, and advancing medical researches. So we can offer this service as a subscription to researchers or to healthcare providers. So we are defining here as a customer the hospitals, the healthcare providers, and the researchers. And on the other hand, with all the wearables, applications, and sensors, we are providing patient personal medical history that can also offer health alerts to the patients and the MRI holder, which can be used to identify a special condition at the moment to the patient, and can alert the hospitals which are connected with this network to immediately send emergency vehicles and to assist the patient in his need. Also it's increasing patient engagement, as I mentioned, enhancing patient safety, better tracking of trends, and also it gives the possibility of personalized medicine for the patient. So combining these services, we are doing a network which is exclusive. So we are creating a sphere of exclusivity. And of course, with these special services, we are creating the loyalty of the customers. To create a strategic prohibition to other competitors. So with the diversified services and products included in one network of hospitals, healthcare providers, researchers, and patients, we are, with the diverse IP rights, we are creating an exclusive market position, for the MRI producer. And on the next slide, my colleague Anne will explain about the IP rights that we will be using.
Thank you. So to support the value-added monopoly and this differentiation strategy that Nina just described, we identified different types of IP rights that are going to help build and support our competitive advantage. And those really cut across both the AI digital services that Victor referenced, the image quality and image prediction, as well as the digital services that are associated with the wearables piece of our strategy. And so you could see we identified 3 types of IP rights that would work well for the strategy. One was patents. And so again, we have on the AI platform side, just the different ways that the platforms would work, that the data would be processed, things like that. And then on the patent side, on the wearable side, the different sensors that would be associated with the wearables, and again, the data being processed and analyzed from those sensors. So that includes the sensors from the vests, from the wristbands, other monitoring devices. And then we also talked about different designs that would help support our strategy or implement our strategy. And those include, again, on the AI platform side, more application-related design, so icon design, interface design, things like that. And then the wearable side, a way for users to recognize and identify, different wearables associated with the brand. So vest design, wristband design, things like that. And connected to growing the brand, we also identify the potential for trademark protection. So made by, the name of the company for the MRI producer, and then a slogan, taking care of your heart 24/7, along with name and images and different types of trademarks, such as verbal and logotype. And all of these IP rights in combination are going to help us sustain our competitive advantage in our sphere of exclusivity, again, both on the AI digital services side and the wearables digital services side. Thank you.